All right, I'm here with head coach Mike Jones of the Lincoln Blue Tigers. You're getting ready for your home opener and your first GLVC game this week. Before we get into that, dropped a tough one at the Missouri Classic. Offense played very well, especially in the first half. Came down to a missed extra point. What did you tell your team after that game?
I told them, we had some things that we didn't control well. Like I said, our emotions got the best of us. We had too many penalties, myself included. And I told teams, that's my fault because I allowed our emotions to get the best of us. So we had to be controlled. We got to learn how, we get ahead of people, and we had certain things happen in the game. We got to learn to understand to adjust to the adversity, what's going on, and then get better as a team.
Well, the penalties played a crucial role, especially in that third quarter, kept a couple of Langston's drives alive. How do you work on that in practice? How do you get your players to, back off and not necessarily be aggressive enough to cause some of those penalties?
You know what? We got to act like we've been there. Like you said, we make a play, great, we want to get excited, but we want to be excited in the sense that we made a play to help our team. We can't showboat, and in some of these kids, I don't think that was the case. It was, it was something that was, you could go one way or not, but, we just got to figure out we can't do it at all. If we don't do it at all, we don't have a penalty.
Well, I think there might have been some questions with the offense, especially on the offensive line, but putting up 48 points against a team like Langston that last year was nationally ranked is pretty darn good. What were some positives that you took from that game?
Well, I thought up front we've gotten better. Like I say, look, defensive front, offensive front. Both guys, the offensive line did a great job for 4 new guys coming in, 5 guys that never played together in a game. That's the first time they played together. JJ was back, but now you got 4 new guys, so they did a great job, I thought. I thought defensive-wise, I think Devon Walls had a heck of a football game. Kareem Jordan had a heck of a football game. We had guys that played well in spurts, but we need the entire group to play well. Special teams-wise, like I said, I thought we kicked the ball off well. I thought we punted the ball well. At the end of the game, we got to make sure we show up the protections and make sure we're stout in what we do, and make sure we should be at 100% on PAT field goals. So PAT, excuse me. So that's the things we got to work on. And I think we'll be better because of that.
Well, for the next 2 weeks, you get to stay at home. This week, you're opening up league play against Southwest Baptist. Last week, we talked about how Langston was an opponent we hadn't played in a while. Southwest Baptist was actually, 2 games ago. It was your last game of last year. Does that familiarity with the opponent give you any kind of advantages when you're game planning?
Well, it helps, but like I said, the quarterback that's playing right now, he was starting for them last year, and he ended up getting hurt, and so we didn't play against him, so it's going to be a little bit different. They have Lauderdale coming back, who's a heck of a football player, so we got to make sure we take care of him. And on the defensive side, on the offensive side, they move some guys around. I think up front they're pretty good up front. We just got to make sure we get a hat on the hat as an offensive lineman and do what we did last week as far as wide receivers. They did a great job of securing catches and making good plays.
Well, Southwest Baptist is also coming off of a close loss. They had a lead late and then lost the game on a kickoff return for a touchdown. When you have 2 teams coming up against each other that are both coming off of disappointing late losses, in your experience, what kind of game does that usually result in?
You know what? Both teams have to pick themselves up from the game before. Both teams have to, they're going to see some things that they had opportunity to win and they didn't. So, I think both of us in the same situation, saying, we were in the game last week, we should have won, and we didn't. And that's what Southwest Baptist is saying, that's what we're saying. So we're saying, let's improve the things that we did well on. We need to improve the things we didn't do as well on, and then continue growing the things that we did do good in.
What specifically are some areas that you'll have to have success in to have a good game against SBU?
You know what? We can't give it the big plays. We had too many big plays against Langston, which they scored touchdowns, broken tackles, too many missed tackles. So we got to make sure we focus on getting enough people to the ball and getting the guy that has the ball in his hand on the ground. No stupid penalties. We got to eliminate those penalties. We got to make sure we are watching the ball, keeping the ball on defense, offense. Like I said, make sure we keep our hands in tight so we don't get any holding calls. And we do those 2 things, we should be successful.
And finally, this is going to be your home opener. You're going to get the first chance to really play in front of the Jefferson City crowd. What are you most excited to see on Saturday?
Well, we get an opportunity to play at home. I think each year we've increased our attendance. People that support us have been coming out. We need all the support we can get from people in Jeff City and the surrounding areas to come down and see the game. It's going to be an exciting game against the team we played last year. Both of us lead the MIAA, so it's going to be a very competitive game.
All right, Coach. Thank you.